Okay, a lot of people wanted me to do a video on my Super 71 modifications, so here we go. So what I did with this Super 73 is I modded it to be dual 36 and 48. The controller supports both 36, 48 volts. So let me show you what I did. Just visually, by looking at it, obviously I changed the tires to the knobby tires. They're the Kenda Crusaders. The Kenda Crusaders knobby tires. We do a lot of fire trail, and these seems to work a lot better. So instead of those slicks, the slicks are kind of slippery. Next thing is the pedals. Change the pedals to these aluminum. They kind of look better. I thought it would match the seat, but they're a little bit different color. So the front shocks, or the forks, they're from AliExpress. I think they're about 60 bucks. They work pretty well. I have a juice bike, and the forks, they feel similar. They're okay. So going to the top here, obviously I changed the brakes to the hydraulic brakes, and these are the Shimano hydraulic brakes. You can pick these up on eBay for about 80 bucks. They do stop a lot better. The stopping power is a lot better. So you can see here the hydraulic brakes. I have some, these aren't Fox shocks. I had some stickers laying around, and I put those stickers on. So up in the front, the cockpit area, you'll see that the display. Let me turn this thing on. See here. I had to turn on the power button on the battery here, and I'll turn the power on. So the digital display, the thumb throttle, also install the horn. There's a bunch of videos online. I'll link the video how to install this controller. Wasn't very hard. So I'll look at. You can see the battery in the front right here, in the frame. That's the 48 volt battery. That's a Samsung cells. I think they're 18,500 milliamps. So the stock battery is still under the seat. A lot of guys are taking the 36 volt battery, their 36 volt battery out, replacing it with a cheap Chinese 48 volt, which they think it's a 20,000 milliamps, but more than likely they're only about 10. So be careful when you order these things from eBay or whatever, because I don't think they're the amps or the milliamps that it's advertised as, because there's no way that battery's going to fit in there. I mean, look at this thing. It's 18,500, and look how big that thing is. So anyway, here's what I did as far as the dual battery. So I have this line here is from the controller. I drilled a hole right here so that it comes out. These are XT60 connectors. This one right here is from the original stock battery cable. So I just have it zip tied right here, coming out of the box here. This goes to the 48 volt battery, and so whenever this battery dies, I switch it over or vice versa, whatever. But I keep it here so that I could use both these batteries. The stock battery on this thing is good for about 20 miles, and this battery here is almost twice the capacity with the 48 volt. I think the stock battery is like 11,000 milliamps. This is 18,500 milliamps. So I've gotten over 50 miles on this thing, and I know I can go 75 plus, and that's going about 15 miles an hour. So you know, if you're gonna do this, just keep the stock battery and just add a extra battery to your frame. And these, on the frame, there's a bottle holder screws, and these things kind of screw right into the bottle holder screws, and they're very simple to do. The other thing I did was, this thing does have the pedal assist right here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, the pedal assist. So, you know, obviously when you're pedaling, it kicks on the motor, and you know, I don't really use it, but I think my wife uses it just to get her legs moving. So look at the hydraulic brakes. Works really well. So other than that, I mean, you know, this mod is easy to do, but it's going to cost you. I think that everything that I bought so far probably cost almost as much as the bike itself. The battery, the most expensive part of it was the battery. I think that was almost $400 for that battery, and then the controller and the LCD screen was about $100, and the brakes 80, tires looking at 80, 90 bucks. I do also have a headlight, and let me show what I did with that. Oh, also the tail light. So if you can see the tail light underneath there, get a little close up. So I'll turn those on, and the way that I have it set up is I installed a couple of switches over here, one for the tail light, and the other one for the headlight. So this is what the tail lights look like when they're activated. They're flashers, so people can see you as you're riding. They're pretty bright. They're really bright. So, you know, they're kind of cool. And then the headlight. Show you the headlight. And like I said, they're pretty bright. They're pretty bright headlights. So what I did to make the tail light and the headlights work, that headlight can operate off of the 36 and 48 volt, but the tail light is a 12 volt, and it only operates off of a 12 volt. So when I open the seat, I actually installed a voltage step down, so it takes either the 36 or 48 and converts it to a 12 volt. So I had to wire that into the seat, underneath the seat, and it worked out pretty well. I mean, it works pretty well. This thing handles really well. It's very comfortable. Yeah, I could have bought a different bike from Super 73, but my wife is a little shorter stature, and she wanted to be able to plant her feet when this thing is stopped. So this is the reason why we got this the Z1, because it's a lot lower to the ground as far as the seat's concerned. So yeah, I mean, it's a good bike. It's pretty fast now. I think that with this mod, with the 48 volt, it tops out at about 35 miles an hour, and I'm 190 pounds, so I mean, that's pretty fast. I think we're just cruising with this thing, going about 10 to 15 miles an hour. We're just cruising on the bike paths, but it's capable of going off-roading now. So you deflate the tires a little bit, and it's really capable. So, but anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.